Howdy everyone, Matt here. I want to talk about another orthopedic special test. However, this one is a tad bit different. And if you didn't know about me, I do know how to play the drums. Now, am I like a phenomenal drummer? No, but I can keep a beat. And I want to talk about something that does affect drummers, and that is de Quervain's syndrome, or de Quervain's tendinosis, whatever that may be called, and some special tests for it. Because, as I recently just found out, there is a little discrepancy in the testing. Now, the most common test that we learn for de Quervain's syndrome, or tendinosis, is the Finkelstein test. And we say like, oh yeah, you have somebody, you put their thumb into their fingers, they come and they ulnarly deviate. And if it produces pain right there in the extensor pollicis longus and the abductor pollicis longus, or brevis, excuse me, I think I misspoke there, that it is a positive and the person has de Quervain's. However, that is actually not the Finkelstein test, the thumb in and going down. That is not it. The Finkelstein test, which came from Harry Finkelstein back in 1930, he was an American surgeon, it's actually that you have the patient's arm resting on a surface here and you have them ulnarly deviate to come down. And if it produces pain in that area, which is typically will in a very acute symptom, that's a positive. Now, if it doesn't produce pain here, they said the next step is that you provide a little overpressure to it. And that is actually Finkelstein test. This test is, I believe it is Einhoff maneuver. And it was quoted in some studies and they had mixed it up in, I believe, 1958. And someone did not realize this until about 1992, that this was misquoted. Now, when we get into the terms of the test, which one is better, they did say that the Finkelstein test is a little bit more reliable. However, there's some kind of discrepancy on the overall reliability and validity of the Finkelstein test. But the Finkelstein test is more reliable than the Einhoff maneuver because the Einhoff maneuver has more false positives. I mean, think about it. If you put your thumb in, even if you don't have pain like I do that, I feel some irritation through there. So they were saying that that test has some false positives to it. So it may not be as good of a test as like the Finkelstein test, so just kind of coming in and just letting it radial or ulnarly deviate. So, something I didn't know, and I wanted to pass it over to you because I know I was taught the Finkelstein, to put the thumb in and you come over, ow, and that produces pain. But again, I was calling it the wrong thing, and maybe you were calling it that too. So, there you go. That's the difference between the Finkelstein and the Einhoff. Hopefully, you kind of came away with something fairly interesting from that. Let me know, do you use either one of these tests? I may talk about in the future video on there's a much better test that they have found for it. So, yeah. Do you think it's a good test? Do you do something else for possible de Quervain's, or do you even see it at all? So, with that being said, take care of yourself, take care of your patients. I will see you next time.